Okay.
Awesome. All right, so Roxana?
Yes. So what we know about her is that she pays attention in class and has good attendance, but she doesn't seem to perform well on her classwork. And that her mom is concerned and wants to help, but she doesn't know algebra herself. Um she's from the Middle East. And she hasn't been in this country very long.
Mm-hmm.
So her story is very sad too.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel really bad because she has a different type of tragedy about her. She's seen things she shouldn't have to see.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, like personally for me, like with all the stuff she's been through, I can see how education might not be
Yeah.
the thing
It's
she
not
focused on back then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I mean, it shows. I mean, from the first one, from 1.3. I mean, she's not getting good grades, C's and D's, but her mother does want to help. And then we get the whole creative Roxanne spelling. But when we find out more about her, she definitely has a lot of family trauma, a lot of obstacles she had to jump through to get to the U.S.
Yeah. And it makes it the whole these families with the creative spelling thing. It makes it all like the more insulting knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say how our thoughts have changed.
We know why school's not a priority. We know why she's.
Yeah. She talks about how hard it has been to get a good education because her life has been interrupted so much. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously when she was younger, she's seeing schools getting blown up or burned down.
We also know that it's very like her education is very important to her family.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what, she's saying her dad wanted her and her brother to be able to get an education rather than her brother being forced to join the military. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all the schools. Wait, where'd she move to before?
She moved to Greece.
Okay,
From the Middle East. Somewhere in the Middle East.
Yeah, so in the Middle East, they burned down all the schools and universities, stopped?
Yeah. So it looks like they're burning down the primary schools, and then the universities were just like being closed down, stopped. I don't know.
And even from this, her family still is supportive with her getting a good education.
Yeah. It
That's
definitely
good.
seems like her parents are putting the kids first, which is always good to see.
You know what I thought was interesting? We thought maybe that there was a language barrier with her,
Mm-hmm.
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 and she says she can speak pretty well.
Yeah.
But she's behind in school. I wonder, like, if she's behind in school because it doesn't say her age.
Yeah.
But he had said there was he said it's like 13 and 14-year-olds, and it says that when she was 6 years old. This is kind of when they left. So I wonder how long she's actually been. She's been in the country for 4 years, but how long has she actually had schooling?
Yeah, because she talked about moving to Greece, but then so she's trilingual, it seems.
Yeah,
She started out speaking whatever her first language was, and then Greek, and then English. Oh, Arabic, and then Greek, and then English. So I'm surprised that she's so good at speaking English after learning 2 other languages. I feel like it's not that easy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But she
just talks about how it's been interrupted so many times with all the moving. So I don't know. She could have never been to school before.
Yeah, she could have totally. I mean, maybe she's been to school in the U.S. since she's been here, but she could have just never been here, never been to school.
Yeah.
Which would make, I mean, if you're behind one year, it makes a difference. If she's behind multiple.
She's supposed to be in 7th grade and she's never been to school before?
Yeah, like if this was her first real
education.
Yeah. And I wonder, like, because she pays attention in class. It doesn't say if it doesn't say like how well she can read and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't know her academic background, although we know her moving situation. We know her uncles have passed away, were killed, and her cousins were killed in a bomb blast. Her brother might have to join the military when he turns 18, so he won't be necessarily getting a good education. But we don't know about hers. I mean, does she read well? We know she's trilingual, but...
Yeah, we definitely need to know more about how long she's been in school, what she knows, what she doesn't know.
Exactly. Like we need her
background.
Her academic background, progress report, whatever.
Yeah.
And see, that should be something that
should have been included by Mr. Jones.
He should have that. He should know like where she's at academically.
Yeah. This also makes me look at the school that he's supposedly, like, teaching at. I know it's not real, but, like, because, like...
It's not accredited.
He doesn't know, like, it kind of, like, where's the administration? What are they doing to help the students and the teachers? Because if the teachers don't even know about their students' backgrounds, like, what they did before they came to that classroom, like, that just doesn't seem right to me.
If you look at Ray, like, he's obviously needing some sort of...
accommodations.
Yeah, accommodations. And he's not receiving them. So this school, I mean, Mr. Jones is failing them, but the school district
is failing them and Mr. Jones.
Yeah, because Mr. Jones just doesn't.
Yeah.
Which, or the other side, Mr. Jones doesn't care and the school has.
Yeah, that's also true. That could be the case.
So what I put for her thoughts have changed. We know she's had a hard time getting an education due to difficulties in her life. Education is extremely important to her family. She's trilingual. And I put what we still need to know: how long has she been going to school? What is her academic skill level? Have any thoughts been verified?
I mean,
I don't think so. I think
her personal background. I mean,
but we didn't have any thoughts about her.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say our thoughts haven't been verified.
That's fine. Yeah. Until next week when we know more.
Yeah, we definitely need to know more.
Yeah. So
I feel like she needs some sort of like counseling type support after all the stuff that she's been in. I feel like that would be beneficial because like sometimes students don't do well because of like emotional traumas in their life. So maybe, I don't know if we want to put that like.
Well, and two, if education's so important to her that they've seen all this, or so important to her family that they left and stuff, and, you know, she saw people die and stuff, maybe it's like triggering, like, oh my gosh, like, I have to get an education because my cousins died and all, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, maybe it's.
Well, I mean, a lot of the male people died. We know, is she close with her mom? Does it say?
On the previous one, it said that her mom was concerned about her grades.
Okay,
so and that her mom didn't have the education.
Yeah, so she might be, the only female in the family that maybe doesn't have to join the war.
Yeah. I guess we could put like what we still need to know. Like, are there like counseling resources at the school that she can go to?
Yeah.
That might help her.
I'm wondering if they're aware. Is this school aware of what she went through?
We need to know.
Those should be on there.
Yeah, and we also need to know why Mr. Jones is so oblivious to everything.
But I think that's for everybody.
Yeah. Where's Mr. Jones? Why is he not helping these students?
Yeah. But I think for what we have for her, I think what we have is good because Steve is a lot to unpack.
Yes, I agree. All right, moving on to Steve.
Great. Let's finish up with Steve.
To refresh, Steve has cerebral palsy.
Yes.
And he's a good student, and Mr. Jones doesn't teach him any differently in class.
Yeah.
His story was sad.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting how it was written because it seems like I know this is something that someone just made up, but it's written as if it was someone that used like a communication system. Yeah. I am Steven. I am 14 years old. I am in middle school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I noticed that.
I read it in like the Stephen Hawking voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he even says, my hero is Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
Yep. So as we know about Stephen Hawking, he was he's a genius.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy likes to read updates on NASA. He's great in math. He's
he seems
educated.
Very smart.
He just wants to be loved. I mean, but that's,
And see,
this one made me so sad.
And then when he said Mr. Jones is afraid of me, that
one. Yeah, he's nice. He is scared of me. It's so sad because he can, and it's, I hate it because he's like, I can tell.
Yeah.
But I really think people that, like, see people with disabilities that look different, and they're just like,
I think people think
they don't notice.
Yeah, like, they don't know we're making fun of them. But no, he knows.
Or like, oh, let me just, like, walk away because I'm scared, but they're not going to notice. Like, I really think, like, classmates and the teacher just think he's stupid. Like, and that's so sad, but I think that's how a lot of people look at people with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyone that's different, they're like, oh, well, he doesn't understand. He won't get it. It's fine.
And Mr. Jones had said something that the parts of his brain that functions or stuff still doesn't, which makes it seem like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he doesn't understand.
Like he's a human being and he has feelings and he has,
Yeah.
And he seems pretty well adjusted,
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I just, to me, they're sad, but he seems, like, I know my mom loves me, my dad loves me,
Yeah.
But
that's still, like, this, it's like, the social interactions are so important, and to have everyone except for your caregiver and your parents and your siblings be scared of you is so sad.
Well, and he has the one friend, the one that tells him to go away. That tells the other people to go away.
Oh, Mandy. Yeah.
But see, like...
Well, she's the caregiver.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, because she said, Mandy's my friend. She tells them to go away. She helps me. She's my caregiver. She's been...
Oh, that made it worse. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So it's so sad. It's so sad. Because, I mean, like...
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
It's just, because it's like a physical disability rather than a mental disability. His brain is there. His body is just not working normally, I guess.
He's trapped within his mind.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's yeah.
But one thing I did like was, like, I'm glad that he has Stephen Hawking to look up to.
He has a positive role model.
He has a positive role model who's a genius. So.
But he also says, my mom loves me, my sister loves me, my dad loves me. All he wants to do is, be around people and be liked, which is pretty cool. I mean, so he's not, he's caught in his own mind, but he's very aware.
Yeah. I would say.
So as far as what's changed, or
what's changed,
have our thoughts changed?
I don't think anything really changed. I think we just know more about his, like, emotional well-being.
Yes.
We definitely have an insight as to.
So, like, a lot of things were verified. I would say more than changed.
Yeah. We know more about him emotionally. How thoughts have been verified.
So are we, because when Mr. Jones was talking about him before, he was kind of, like, amazed by him, right?
Yeah. And he's putting him on this pedestal, like, oh, I can't believe that this student could do this.
But now we're seeing that Stephen thinks he's afraid of him.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's changed for me. Like, it's not the relationship doesn't reciprocate, I guess.
Yeah.
Because maybe Mr. Jones, maybe subliminally he is afraid of him.
Well, he did say, like, Mr. Jones in the first week's case study, he talked about, oh, well, Steve has a caregiver, which is great. I couldn't handle him by myself. You know what I mean? Like, he's so relieved to have someone else there to, like, help with Steve because he thinks that Steve's going to take all his time. When Steve is one of the students that's clearly performing highly in this class. Like, he's understanding what's being said. He's understanding what's being
Yeah.
demonstrated. He understands it. He gets it.
Mr. Jones is more ignorant to his disability, I would say.
Yes.
Mr.
I would
Jones,
say, like, the only reason he's on this difficult student list is because
he
I
has
feel like Mr. Jones looks at him as, like, a burden.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's not difficult academically because he talks about not having to teach differently. He understands, like, what Mr. Jones is talking about. So I really think it's just, like, a burden
on
type.
him. It's
Difficult.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mr.
He's
Jones,
difficult because
he
he's
said it
talking
last
more.
week that this kid's going to take more time and energy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, he doesn't. Like,
Yeah. Which clearly
he's a caregiver. I mean,
Yeah.
all
he
you're
just needs a little bit more attention. Like, maybe don't be afraid of him, Mr. Jones. I don't, like...
Right. Just be more open to students.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, okay, so we know more about his emotional well-being, but our thoughts have been verified. What would you want me to put for that?
For verified, we know that he has a good support system as far as family. We know he understands concepts. We know
he's very smart.
Yeah, we know he's coherent.
Okay.
I would say verified thoughts is that Mr. Jones and him have a disconnect or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably that Mr. Jones really is afraid of him.
Mr. Jones is afraid of his disability.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not physically, right? But I mean, more of a.
Yeah, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones is just more worried about what extra work he's going to have to put into the classroom.
And you know what's interesting? You know what going on to what I want to know is because he goes and says, people are scared of me. I can tell. I look different. I move different. They stare at me. Sometimes they will not look at me. Sometimes they say bad things to me. They call me crip. I am crippled. I have cerebral palsy. I was born this way. Blah, blah, blah. But I have feelings. What they say hurts. Especially Gina hurts because she's so pretty. What I want to know, are they saying stuff to him in his class?
Yeah.
Like, because mentioning, and it was just whatever, kids are saying stuff, but he mentions Gina, and this is all in the same class.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if, like, people are saying stuff in the class in front of Mr. Jones, and Mr. Jones is like...
And I wouldn't doubt it, because he's talking about... Because he even says, especially Gina hurts because she's so pretty. She knows I think she's pretty. I cannot stop smiling when she talks to me. I get very excited. But she says mean things too. That hurts. Others laugh. Mandy is my friend. She tells them to go away. So it seems like it's in the classroom. Gina's making fun of him, and the other kids are laughing at him while she's doing it. So it does seem like it's probably happening in his class, and Mr. Jones is once again just oblivious to it.
So Mr. Jones doesn't even have good classroom management where he can discipline the kids.
That's a good point.
If the caregiver is saying, go away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that she has to be the one to do that is unacceptable.
And you know what? I would really want to know. I guess what I want to know is how does Mandy? She just
Mandy. She's the caregiver.
Mandy view Mr. Jones and like view their interaction stuff, because he doesn't talk to the special ed teacher. He's only talked to Mandy. So I wonder if Mandy's just like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd really love to get Mandy's perspective on all of this as well.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's beyond ridiculous.
Yeah, I would say, like, what's Mandy's thoughts on this? Because, yeah. Mr. Jones just makes me so mad.
We've got some words for Mr. Jones.
Yeah, seriously.
Right.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, like, on the whole sheer ridiculousness, I guess?
I think next week we're going to be going over more of like the importance of IEPs and talking it over with, all the instructors and administration and parents and staff.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as what we have here, it's all we really have.
Yeah.
It's funny because I know this is a case study. I know it's not real, but in this fictional school, in this fictional classroom, it's like they just put these kids in and did none of the protocol that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, he mentions an IEP for Steve, and that's it. What did this IEP say? Like,
yeah.
IEP is the plan. Like, what are we going to do? What are you doing? Like, you don't know that Ray has something more like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it just seems weird. You don't know that maybe that Martha has the language know-how and stuff like that. It's I wonder if it's the school failed or Mr. Jones just doesn't care.
Yeah. I'm interested to learn more, and I want to see if they do something like Mr. Jones responding to like the student perspectives type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see like his, like if he changes his thoughts after actually, you know, having a conversation about the students' lives with them instead of just being like, oh, they're difficult in class.
You know what I would like to see? What are the parents' perspectives?
Yeah.
Because if the kids feel, well, I mean, with the exception of Bill and Dylan, if the kids feel like this much, like I want to know what Steven's mom thinks about how Mr. Jones is afraid of him.
Yeah.
Stuff's going on in his class. Because as a parent, I would be livid.
Yeah, I'd be so pissed. But like, I mean, like, I just want to know, like, what do the parents think? What do the administration member, like, where is the principal? Where are any of the people that are higher up in the school? This doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's like
he's on his own, or all the students are on their own.
Yeah, and it's, you know, he's like, what can I do to help this difficult, you know, these difficult kids? Well, it's you.
Yeah.
Right? Reach out
to. Do you even know them?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems like the type of teacher that shows up at 8 and leaves at 3:30.
Yes. Spot on.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Yeah.
I think we're good with the recording.
Yeah. I think we've got more than enough. So, yeah. All right. Any final thoughts? Are we good?
I think we're good to stop recording.
Do you guys think maybe we could work on it a little earlier this upcoming week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm free. I mean, sorry about all my traveling. I mean, I live in Ohio now, so it's 3 hours ahead. So